I'm going to talk to you guys about what it was like to get started in this business and to see somebody like Jay get up here just starting his career and just rocking this thing. That was his first time on stage. And yeah, give him a hand. Like, you never forget that. So that's going to be the vibe of this talk is just don't forget. Don't forget what it was like to, be nervous to take your exam. Like what the possibilities on the other side of that would be. You hear a lot of big numbers and accomplishments, but everybody has doubt. Everybody isn't sure that things are going to work all the time. And when you're in this business, you got to be able to go, you know what? Who I was isn't who I'm always going to be. And always put yourself in positions to where the people around you are crazy honest. Like, you want the people around you to tell you, hey, you're kind of acting like, you probably shouldn't do that. Versus, well, you've kind of just been here and we don't say anything. See, everybody in this room has the right to let somebody know, hey, dude, you could be doing better. It doesn't matter. Jay could go, Dom, you could be doing better, bro. As he should. And I think, David Goggins talks about looking in that mirror, right? We see what we want to see. I think a lot of people see who we really are, and we have to be open to hearing it. You got to be open to hearing it. So when I started in this business, Sean taught me a lot. I heard a lot about things that I thought were very normal. And he was like, dude, that ain't normal. Like, that's not normal. Like, I'm 24 years old, and I'm calling this guy my dad who's like 11 years older than me. And Sean goes, who's that? I'll go, that's my stepdad. He goes, that's not your dad. He goes, that's the guy your mom sleeps with. You know Sean, right? But I had people around me who cared about me. Because the truth was, that's what it was. There was nothing positive that was going to come from that. Have people around you that are willing to let you know you're better than that. You're better than that. You can do more. When you have people around you who see something in you that's bigger than you see in yourself. Does anybody have that in their life right now? They see it, you got to see it. How do you see it? You put in the work. You get up when you fall down. If you know, I could sit here for 10 minutes and talk to you about all the times I fell down in this business. Like, real talk, you'd be like, damn, for real, that happened? Like, yup, that happened. You'd be like, yo, you could, like, yeah, like, how'd you do it? Just DBAP. If you know what it means, you know what it means. You got to have thick skin. You got to know that if this is what you're doing, this is what you're doing. Some people ask me, like, what are you going to do? Like, what's your next? I'm like, I work at Family First Life. Like, this is what I do. Like, it's not, I need 18 streams of income. Y'all need to figure out your first stream. How about that one? Like, it blows my mind how many skills people have and they don't have this one. You have a license to go out there and help people, build yourself up, do things for your family that you may have dreamed about, you may not have dreamed about. You may have prayed about it, maybe you didn't. But when it comes in front of you, you got to remember what it was like when you didn't have it. Because a lot of the things when you're broke, right? Or when you're in this mentality of I'm getting by. there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things that get you from the core of what's actually the issue. So the bills and this and that, or I got to take care of this. It's like, that's a distraction. So when all that stuff's taken care of, you're like, dude, I work my ass off. Like, oh, man, now I ain't worried about my kid goes to private school. Because it's like, it's a different world. But then, that's when you really start what you really need to work on. See, the work that you guys are putting in right now, you're going to find yourself pushing yourself harder than you ever have. You're going to look in the mirror and you're going to go, damn, I don't like that person today. And some days you're going to look and be like, I love you. And you want more of those days. You want more of those days that I love you. How often do you say that to yourself? How often do you talk to yourself about the love you have for yourself? What you're going to do, how you're going to help other people, what you're going to do for your family. Sean has been a big, big piece in my life. This is year 13 for me in insurance. And that's why when I see Jay up here, I'm like, dude, I remember when I was Jay. You know, I remember being like but don't forget. Because it gets tough. Like David Goggins said at the top, it don't get easier. The people around you, their lives get easier. But you, hey, dude, you still gonna take those punches. You don't get away from it. But you gotta embrace it, and you gotta know that this is what you do. Like, this is not a hobby. I remember I was about 4 months in. Sean said, hey man, sell $20,000 a month, and then we can start going to California to go hire your friends, right? So I was like, dude, I'm about to just go crazy. I'm selling. We got all my baseball buddies. We're going out there back and forth, doing trainings, hiring. We're growing. And I remember one time, I thought it wasn't a business trip, and he let me know that it was a business trip in a very Sean Mike type of way. And I remember that day, that's the day that I said, this guy ain't fucking around. Like, this isn't a game. This is how he takes care of his kids. This isn't I just, got my license just so that I could mess around a little bit. And when it becomes real for you, that's when you start seeing the real results. That's when you start getting on all the trainings and not just the ones when you think you need them. Make sense? This business is simple, but it can become mundane, monotonous if you're not in the fight. Somebody asked me, said, hey, you're an integrity partner, why are you still selling insurance? I said, because I have a license to sell insurance. And why not? Like, I didn't think that integrity pin was my right to not sell life insurance. Like, I never had a problem with it. I love what we do. It wasn't an exit plan. Does that make sense? Like, this is what we do. So be excited about tomorrow, but also be fearful or aware that everybody ain't gonna be on your side. You're gonna get home, somebody's gonna say, they tried to really fire you up, huh? Yeah, that's gonna wear off. And the truth is, they're right. You gotta handle you. You gotta separate yourself from people. When you leave here, it's separation season. That's the way you should feel. You should feel, when I'm leaving here, I gotta put some distance between some people. I have to. And if they're really about it, they'll be there when we get there. They'll be there. And some of those people may be your family. It's my mom. And then look, my mom was that way when I started. About a year later, she was up on stage doing her thing. That's what's crazy about this business. You never know where you can take it when you believe in yourself and believe that you are the answer to all your problems. Peace out.